LeBron James will go down as one of the top 3 NBA players of all time. There is no doubt about that. And his story is even more miraculous. As a young man coming out of Youngstown, Ohio, and one of the greatest prospects in NBA history, LeBron James shocked the world in 2003 by being the #1 pick in the NBA draft. And for the last 20 years, and being just excellent in almost every aspect of the NBA game, we're still singing his praises. And even at age 38, LeBron James is still one of the top 5 NBA players in the game. But LeBron James came from a different era, just like many of us as young black men at that time. Most of us had a love for the black community. We came through a struggle, a single parent household, a mother. Some of us had young mothers like Allen Iverson and LeBron James. And because of that stress, we had to work very hard to get ourselves to the next level. And that is exactly what a lot of you young black men did at that time. If you guys came up in the late 90s and 2000s, some of us went to college, some of us went to medical school, some went to dental school. Some of us were the first people to graduate college, and now we're successful. And some of you black men are successfully married to black women, some to non-black women. But one of the things that is very true, your children don't have the same experience as you. Fast forward, Debo. And that brings us today to the conversation of Mr. Bronny James. Bronny James looks very similar to his dad, LeBron James. He even plays like him a little bit. But one thing is for sure, Bronny James has a billionaire father, and he didn't grow up in Ohio. Actually, it's Akron, Ohio, not Youngstown, Ohio. He didn't grow up with a single mother. He grew up with a very beautiful mother. He grew up rich. He grew up watching his dad in the NBA. And because of his dad's success, always went to private schools. He's always had the best of money, of the things that money can buy. Hanging out with Dwayne Wade, hanging out with Shaq, hanging out with all elite NBA and entertainment celebrities. Bronny James doesn't have the same experience and love for the black community that LeBron and Savannah James would have had. And that takes us to what everybody is talking about today. LeBron James, or Bronny James, who is LeBron James Jr., ended up going to prom. And at this prom, just like last year, he has a date. What is the date's race? Germany music! She is white, and that's very interesting because if you look at some of the other people that's there, some of these guys may not be identified as black, but mixed race. There's a young man next to him in a burgundy suit. There's another man that's about as tall as him in a black suit. He looks like a mixed race person. But one thing for sure is there are not many mixed race women in this prom photo. All of these men are with white women. There's not one black lady in sight. Now, why is that? And this is me coming from a person that is in the pro-black community. I'm a person that believes that black men and black women should be together. But I want to really give my honest opinion. I went to a predominantly white university. Part of my educational school was California State University, Sacramento, graduating there 2007. I also was able to go to medical university in Poland. I went to the UC Berkeley post-bac and finished in 2012. And it's very interesting. The more I went up to higher education in a state that's racially diverse like California, I didn't see so many black people and not even a lot of black women. And when I was going to school, I was encountering usually a few black ladies in my classes. But the majority of the people that I was now meeting were not black at all. And obviously, for some of the black women that you probably can meet that were coming out of the community, one of the things that's different from somebody like Bronny James is that he can easily make a comparison. What do I mean when I say this? A guy like LeBron James, who was really in love with Savannah James, black people was all he knew coming up in Akron. And even being exposed to whites in his early years, he stuck to his true nature, which is dealing with a woman that looks like him. But Bronny James has different options. Because of his affluent wealth, because of who he is, he's not dealing with young black ladies every day. He's dealing with a lot of white women every day. A lot of white women who, in fact, have their fathers. Their fathers are somebody, and they understand more or less how the two-parent home works. And for most black young men that are able to experience this early on, what you're going to see is they're going to be able to make a decision. And when they come across black women, they're going to easily be able to deduce that, you know what I've been seeing coming up is different from what I'm seeing here on the streets or on Instagram. And what happens is that a guy like Bronny James is out of a 10 time out of 10. He's going to make that decision with somebody non-black because, again, his life isn't like his dad's. And obviously you can say that he's a sellout. You can blame LeBron, but that's what happens when you get rich. When you get rich and you start doing very well and you put your kids into school, academies where there's no black people are there and you don't live that life, your kids are not going to grow up with the same mentality as you. But here's the situation. A lot of these other black men that are coming up right now, that are coming from the inner city, they're not going to be loyal like LeBron. I can see the writing on the wall. And no matter how many videos I can make about the subject, me and the Brother Afro Think Tank, we talked about this about a year and a half back, just offline. We all see the writing on the wall. And with young black women not having a father in the home and almost blaming everything on black men and not as a group of women taking any accountability for what's going on, these guys like LeBron are not going to waste, or Bronny James, he's not going to waste his time talking about black women. He just goes out there, he'll just go out there and get a white woman or get somebody like that or a mulatto, and that's it. They don't waste your time. Guys like Jamie Foxx grew up in the black community, and we never see Jamie Foxx dealing with black women ever again. And we want to get upset while that happens, but there is a reason why it happens, because black families are not raising their young people to be wives. They're not. That's the thing. So if you go out there and you have a child and you're a product of a single parent home and you want a high level man or black man, you would have to understand you're competing with people that have both parents in the house. And it's hard for you to understand what you can't see. And for a guy like Bronny or successful black men like that who come from money, most ladies in the black community can't even get close to them. Because these ain't the kind of guys, they're not like rappers, right? They're not going to be, at the club, just, like first generation rich people. It's not going to be like that. They're not going to be easily accessible. And we're going to say, why didn't he have a black chick there? Then the question is, where are the black families that have a black daughter that's ready to be with a high level black man like LeBron James? Like, the community should have an answer for something like that. And you'd be surprised how we don't. So when these guys get exposed to what's out there in the real world, it's their reality. It's hard to fight against what is somebody's reality in his case. And I'm not excusing it at all, because this is my personal belief. But that is going to be a lot of young black men's reality. Like, even look at the guys he's hanging out with. These guys are mixed race. Now, they're still black, but they're going to be identifying with the fact I got a white mother. Okay, I have a Filipino mother. And, I want a woman that is more like my mother in certain aspects. And that woman is not going to be always black or white. It's not going to be always a black lady. And that's what you're going to see. And the fact that LeBron James Jr. doesn't have a black woman could also indicate something else that we're talking about. Usually, and I found this out, if a man really loves his mom, he's typically going to want to date somebody like her. That's one of the things I've noticed. And if a black man doesn't have a woman like his mother, it could also be the indication that he doesn't want anything like her. It's something we may not know. But obviously, he likes something that's totally different from his own mom. And that's left to be explained. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Producer Farley, do serve the bell. We're out.